Hey Christine, have you ever had a running gag with your friends?
Well, we actually have many.
Oh, okay.
And like most of them, I don't even know the backstory because it's just something that happened like years ago, and I don't remember like how it originated. Like for example, one thing is that there is a story about courgettes.
Okay, of course.
Is that the green one or the purple one?
That's the green one.
The green one. I think it is courgettes.
Otherwise known as zucchini.
Zucchini. So, but yeah, there's in Dutch it's also courgette, but there's like a whole running gag about courgettes and the courgette king.
Have you ever been the courgette king?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I'm not even sure like why we had it or like what the whole message there was, but there was a courgette king in our group. And also like during the last Friends Week in Away, we do that like every year. One of the guys, one of the people that organized the whole weekend made like little courgettes and hid them.
Wait, how do you make little courgettes?
From clay. He made them from clay and he painted them and I hid them around the house that we rented, but like they were like very ugly. So it was also a very vintage house. So my sister found one and she was like, "What is this?"
Is this supposed to be here?
Yeah, but then eventually we figured out that it was like a thing you had to collect to get our points. Mm-hmm. And then everyone went crazy looking for the courgettes.
And did the winner become the courgette king? I'm just wondering what the stakes were here.
Well, yeah, not really, because there was like a whole bigger game that was going on that we had to play to get points, and it was just like a small part of it. So I'm not even sure if like the winner of it all became the courgette king or queen. I'm not even sure.
I guess we'll find out next year.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay.
But what about you, Ciara? Have you ever had a running gag with your friends?
Well, I wasn't sure whether I should tell you this story because it's a little bit salacious. I hope that's okay. Listeners, if you want to skip ahead a couple of minutes, go for it. But yeah, while I was at university, I had a group of friends and we all lived in the same house. And of course, at university, you know, people are doing things. And so yeah, our college had like a sexual health person, and they had they gave out things to prevent pregnancy to everybody. But for some reason, the ones they gave out were like bright green, and I want to say like apple flavored or something ridiculous that I would assume nobody would ever use, right?
Yeah.
Or at least personally, me and my friends, we didn't see ourselves using these bright green things. So instead, we just decided we were going to hide them around the house, like in places where our friends would find them. You know, you go to get a cup of tea and you find one of these in your mug.
Yeah.
Or like you turn over your pillow and there's one there. And the aim was just to like make it easy enough so they would find them eventually, but still hard enough that they have to wait for it. So that went on, I think, for the 2 years that we lived together. And when I was thinking about this story, I'm wondering now whether there are still any in that house. Like, I haven't, we moved out 10 years ago or something. And I wonder, poor student now is probably just going to stumble across this bright green apple flavored
somewhere in the back of like a kitchen cabinet somewhere, or who knows, in between a crack.
Yeah, if you find one of them, I apologize. Yeah.
This actually reminds me of the duck story you told.
Oh, yeah.
Like way back.
Oh, I do have a tendency to just hide things. Okay, I didn't realize that it stemmed from then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Are you therapizing me, Christine? Because that works very well with today's episode.
That works very well. Because today we are talking about dating a shrink, parents having affairs, and about trying to see your friends naked. Season 1, episode 13 of Friends.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome to Friends of Friends, the ultimate Friends rewatch podcast. I'm Ciara Murphy.
And I'm Christine Schumacher, and we are back rewatching the entire Friends series.
Why? Well, because it's the only way I'll stop hiding things in Christine's house. And number 2, because we want to watch it with you.
So each week we'll be rewatching an episode of Friends, talking about it, sharing behind the scenes content, and discussing anything and everything about the show that shaped an entire generation. So, before we get into it, Ciara, if your week was an episode of Friends, what would it be called?
Drum roll, please. It would be called The One Where I Turn 30.
Oh, so great.
Surprise! Yes, last week it was my 30th birthday. So happy birthday to me.
30, flirty, and thriving.
Oh, yes. You know what? Actually, I know that there are a lot of people who kind of dread turning 30 or entering their 30s. But, I mean, 1 week in, so far, so good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I get to record the podcast with my dear friend Christine. What more could you want in your 30s?
No, exactly. And I think also, like, when you're like my age or like earlier
my age.
I mean, like earlier in your 20s you're like, oh my god, 30 is like you're so old, but when you get there,
is this supposed to make me feel better?
It's like when you get there, it's like, oh, it's not that bad.
Oh, okay.
That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you.
No, you're still young and thriving and beautiful, and yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had a really nice birthday. I had a party at the beach with all of my friends, Christine included.
I can still find sand everywhere.
I apologize for that, but I hope you had a nice time anyway.
Definitely.
And then I also went kayaking in this like beautiful, I think it's a national park actually, which was very, very pleasant. Although I will say that we booked the kayaking between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. It was a very, very hot day.
Oh.
And I forgot my sun hat.
No, oh, right. Yeah, I know.
Oh, it was a bit of a struggle.
The next time I saw you, you were very red.
You know what? I think that was more from the beach, actually. It was the high tide when we were kayaking around, so we were able to go through all of these creeks, which personally, I don't know why they allowed beginner kayakers in there, because it was really like a maze. You know, you're basically kayaking over and through vegetation and like logs that are trying to stick you in the head. So it was a challenge. It was a lot of fun though. So yeah,
it sounds difficult, definitely.
It was. Oh my god, my arms hurt so much the next day. But yeah, I had a lovely start to my 30th birthday.
That's good. Love it.
Yeah. But actually, Christine, before we move on, I am really curious about our listeners' experiences of turning 30.
Yeah.
As I said, some people are scared about it, but I'm a fresh into my 30s, and I would love to know if anyone out there has any advice that you would share with a new 30-year-old. Please, I beg you, do send it to us on Instagram at FOFPodOfficial or
through our email, which is FOFPodOfficial@gmail.com.
I need the advice, guys. So get in touch.
Me too. I'm not there yet, but I need it.
Oh yeah, we have to prep Christine in advance. That's very true. And how about you, Christine? If your week was an episode of Friends, what would it be called?
It would be the one with the parrot.
The parrot?
Yeah.
Ooh, like a pirate parrot.
Kind of.
Or just a regular parrot?
Just a regular parrot. He was. There were two of them actually, and they were blue. Is that a pirate parrot? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think I've ever seen a blue parrot.
No, they are very
rare. Okay,
tell
me your
they're
story.
not rare. No, I don't think they're rare. Anyway, doesn't matter for this story. We were there's a little place. It's like in the countryside of the city I live in. You could eat pancakes in the countryside. It's a very nice place. It's like in a garden, and they have two parrots there, like more actually. But these are like right next. These were right next to our table, and they were. One of them was kind of like very introvert, and the other one was very extrovert.
You could tell this from the parrots.
Yeah, no, the other one was kind of like hiding behind the tree, which is kind of sad. And the other one was like very into us and like constantly wanted to come towards us, but they were clipped, so they couldn't fly.
Oh no!
Yeah, which is actually kind of sad. Yeah, but I
Christine, I already cried all last week about dogs in wheelchairs, and now you're telling me about parrots who can't fly.
They seemed like very well taken care of, but still, I don't approve of, like, I don't support clipping your birds. I don't have a lot of knowledge about it, but it doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Okay.
Anyway, but this one bird was like very like he had a lot of balls to say. Like, how do you say that? Like, he had like a lot of he was brutaal.
He was I don't know, boisterous,
I guess.
Yeah, I think
like
so.
He dared to go the extra mile, you know, because normally he would only sit on a tree, but then we actually accidentally put a chair next to the tree, and he would just like hop on the chair and then come close to my sister, and my sister was like scared,
trying to eat her pancakes. Yeah,
and also like the friend that we were visiting. she was also there, and she was wearing like a floral t-shirt.
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's
so
like red for bulls.
yeah,
is for
exactly.
parrots.
So that parrot also came to her and tried to eat her
Tried to eat her.
Oh no, her t-shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Her t-shirt. So that was like well, it was very fun to watch because I was like seated further away from the parrot. So
okay.
it was like a whole show for me going on.
Well, just saying, if you want to get a parrot mascot for the podcast, you know I'm open to everything.
Yeah, you will bring it like every week on your shoulder?
I would love that. Anyway, before we get carried away with more mascots, Christine, are you ready for this week's episode?
Of course I am.
Let's jump in.
This week we'll be discussing Season 1, Episode 13, the one with the boobies. And yes, that is the actual real title. Originally aired on January 19, 1995, this episode was written by Alexa Young and directed by Alan Meyerson.
And in addition to our regular cast this week, we have Robert Costanza as Joey Tribbiani Sr., Lee Garlington as Ronnie Rapalono, Brenda Vaccaro as Gloria Tribbiani, and Fisher Stevens as Roger. Christine, I'm going to kick it off with our first Friends fact of the episode.
Nice, bring it.
I found out that Fisher Stevens' real name is Stephen Fisher.
Wait,
but yeah, I think this is his name for acting.
Oh.
But he's actually a really interesting guy. So I enjoyed having a perusal of his Wikipedia page, and I found out he's actually a documentary filmmaker as well, and won the Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature for a film called The Cove in 2009. So Stephen Fisher,
yeah.
Fisher Stevens, interesting guy.
Yeah, now you say it, he does look like, Roger does look like a
Roger.
a documentary guy, I think. Yeah, that's his name, like,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
show.
Indeed.
Well, I also found out that this episode is ranked at 8.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
8.5.
8.5, which is really
That's
good.
really high. I think that's the highest since my personal favorite, episode 7.
Which one is that again?
The one with the blackout.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was really like high.
That
score.
was. Oh, okay. My expectations, they're high too.
Yeah, same. Well, Ciara, can you give us a brief overview of this episode?
Of course I can. So in this episode, Joey finds out that his dad has a mistress, Chandler accidentally sees Rachel topless, and Phoebe begins dating a therapist who analyzes everyone in the group.
Sounds like a lovely story.
8.5.
Yeah.
You gotta give it to them. So today's episode begins with Chandler walking into the girls' apartment and accidentally catching Rachel topless after a shower. Ooh, I have so many thoughts about this. So many thoughts. Number one, I mean, that's a catchy way to start an episode.
That is definitely a weird like start of the episode, but I loved Chandler with his little juice box.
Okay, well,
you
this
see
was
it?
also the first question I wanted to ask is why is Chandler consistently stealing food from the girls' apartment?
because-
Can this man not go to the grocery store?
No, true, because normally Joey is the food stealer, and now suddenly
Well, neither of them should be. They have their
Yeah.
own very well-stocked fridge, which we discovered in a Friends of Friends fact before.
Yeah, that's actually true.
There's
as
no
well.
reason for him to be walking in unannounced and taking tiny little juice boxes from the fridge. Chandler, stop that.
I know, but
please.
it is a very cute little juice box.
Okay.
I think it's adorable. Like, he was standing there, and also, of course, he was like super awkward when he caught Rachel naked. So he was like standing there with his little juice box and trying to intervene, like get into, like, Rachel was ranting, and he was like, oh, and he holding his little juice box.
Okay, you were very focused on
Yeah,
the juice
I know. It was like so small and cute. I was like, oh.
Well, I had more questions for this opening scene. We're like 20 seconds in and I'm like, what is going on? But I'm also wondering, Rachel, why is she walking around in such a tiny towel?
Yeah, also
like,
true.
it's kind of, no offense to Rachel, but is it not her fault? Like,
Yeah, and like in front of a big window. So it was...
ugly naked guy could be looking
Yeah.
in the other way.
She was just asking for problems there, to be honest.
But it did make for a very fun scene.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the juice box, but I did write down Chandler's discomfort is
Yeah.
delicious.
I love it.
Like the way he just like screamed
Yeah.
was beautiful, and I will give it to the writers. That's a very nice line when he's talking about the relatively open weave, and he can still see Rachel's nipular area.
I love that. And another thing I saw in this scene is that you can see the fourth wall, which is normally the wall, like the viewpoint where the audience sits. But now you could see that wall. So I'm just curious, like, how that set works, to be honest. If they could, like, move the wall up and then just put it down if the audience is sitting there, or, like, how they
do they, like, spin the audience around?
Yeah.
Is
like
it a revolving stage?
Yeah, I don't know. So that was also something, that I saw. I was like, huh. And
Christine, homework for next time, blueprints of the Friends set.
Ooh, yeah. We should look into that, definitely. But they do need to decorate the wall a little bit, because it was looking very bare.
You tell them off.
Yeah. Come on, decor team. No. We continue at Central Perk, where Phoebe introduces the gang to her new psychologist boyfriend, Roger. Ugh. And Rachel is still annoyed at Chandler for seeing her breasts.
Well, before we get into your very visceral reaction to Roger, I know that you like to talk about fashion when we start a scene. So I'm gonna bring that up by saying, like, how many aprons do the waitresses have at Central Perk? Because I feel like in every episode, Rachel seems to have another cute apron.
Yeah, this one is very cute. Like little illustrations on them or something.
Yeah, this one I said it was like a scrapbook collage or something like that.
Something like that. Like very 90s, very cutesy. I liked it.
Yeah, do you know what? I would go to Central Perk every day just to see what new apron they have for the staff, because come on, that's a reason to come back.
Yeah, true. And yeah, she looked very cute. Like the whole gang, you also see that later in this episode, they all looked very great. Also, Monica's new haircut.
Okay.
She has like where the ends of her hair go up.
Ooh.
I think
fancy.
That was very cute.
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you that all of the characters.
No, Roger looked awful. To be honest.
wait. We're not on Roger yet.
Oh.
Chandler had a really weird tie.
Oh right, yeah. It was like half tan, like half light color and then dark and then brown with like weird little
dots.
Yeah, kind
big
of
circles on it.
I saw it too.
Yeah, but. You know, I wasn't a fan of the outfit, but I do have to say that I think the costume designers were very good at kind of presenting the characters in a certain way. And in a later scene, I also noticed Phoebe's outfit was just really Phoebe, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think by making Chandler dress a little bit goofy, it does kind of plant that idea in your head that he is a goofy guy.
Yeah, now you say it, that actually makes a lot of sense. Mm. Yeah, I will pay more attention to like outfits and why they are wearing it, because Monica's like later in the show is also like later in this episode also wearing like a neat dress, like very chic, and that's maybe also like shows her character of having things
for sure. I bet it was nice very very well planned.
Yeah, that's really cool actually.
But tell me more about your hatred of Roger.
Yeah, well, I have mixed feelings about, because in this first scene he is still kind of okay. Mm-hmm. He's like very sweet to Phoebe and nice and kisses her and all that. And the girls are very supportive. That's also very cute. But like, of course, we learn later in the show, this episode, that Roger is just a plain awful guy. But in this
difficult guy.
Yeah, a difficult guy. But in this scene, he's kind of okay, but it's still like a little bit arrogant. And his laugh.
Oh, like really? In a show that has Janice?
Yeah, I know, but his was like very like how do you say that, like like that.
Oh no, I was just so conscious of my laugh right then, Christine. I was like, she's gonna come for me next.
You will be beautiful laugh.
Thank you. Well, of course, I did my regular activity, and I was thinking about what guest star I would have in our modern version of Friends for Roger. I actually came up with a bunch of options. Roger, there's just many actors that I could see playing the part.
Yeah. So
my first suggestion was Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who you might know from 500 Days of Summer.
Yes, Joseph. Yeah, I now I look at the picture of him, I know who it is. Yeah, he does fit but he needs longer hair.
Yes. Yeah, we can work on that.
Yeah.
My next suggestion was Justin Long, who some of you might know from movies like Dodgeball or Goosebumps, or also he's a former podcaster on the Life is Short podcast, which I very much enjoyed.
That's so fun. That's really cool. But I have to say that these men are too pretty for Roger.
Oh no! Well,
Roger
I'm really worried if I tell you one more and you're like, "Yep, you could do it," and then the guy is gonna cry. But I do have one more, and this one maybe is a little bit younger, so we can move around with that. And his name is Joey Bragg. He's a former Disney Channel star, and I think he also
I don't know
has.
him.
He gives like the the kind of nerdy.
Yeah, he does give the nerdy vibes.
Roger vibes.
He
So,
could be like a psychologist, definitely, but yeah.
Well, let's leave it up to our listeners. I want to know, do you think my suggestions are good? Do you think Roger has a creepy laugh? And if you have any other suggestions, you know where to drop them on our Instagram at FOFPodOfficial.
Well, out of those three, I would probably choose Joseph Gordon-Levitt because I think he is, I don't know, his face fits.
Is more Roger.
Yeah, he's a pretty Roger, but still, I think a good Roger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was doing some more research specifically for this scene because I had written in my notes shrink, right? Because we often talk about, what is it, psychologists? I always get them confused.
Yeah, psychologists.
We call them shrinks, and I was wondering, like, why do we call them shrinks?
Oh, I thought that was like a normal name for them.
But there's a reason for it.
Oh, okay. Tell me, please.
Which I found out. So shrink is slang for psychiatrist or psychologist. And it actually originates from the practice of head shrinking.
Head shrinking?
Indeed. A ritual performed by some tribes to shrink the heads of their enemies. And then this practice was later used as a metaphor for the work of mental health professionals who help patients shrink their problems or mental burdens.
But, okay, I have one question. Why did they want to shrink the heads of their enemies?
I guess to hurt them or make them stupid.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense. I was thinking like if their head is smaller, then you have less to aim at, like your arrows and stuff.
So that's a very valid point, Christine.
Yeah, but I guess there are many reasons, especially if they're dumb, then they will probably just walk right into your traps.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I was going to say that I would Google that, but you know what? I don't really want to find out more about head shrinking.
No.
But I'm also really glad that earlier you did bring up about how supportive the girls are of Phoebe and her new partner. They were all being really complimentary of Roger. And I just thought that was very heartwarming, because
True.
Yeah, I think there's this stereotype that women are competitive and, like we don't always bring each other up. But I thought this was a really wholesome moment where, sometimes we've seen the friends can bite back a bit or be a bit sarcastic. But this was just like, no, they genuinely are supportive of Phoebe, as everyone should be, because she's amazing.
Yeah, she deserves it, definitely. I mean, she has not have had much luck in the past with like relationships. So
another of my points, I'm like, we're on episode 13 and it could quite well be that Phoebe has had about 13 boyfriends by now. I'm like, she's already calling someone new honey. How long have they been dating? I am very confused. But live your dreams, Phoebe.
I know.
Do whatever you want.
Do what you have to do to find your Prince Charming.
Aww.
I think. But in my Prince Charming, in this case, is of course still Chandler.
Oh
because
no!
I think he is so funny. Like I love the dynamic between Joey and Chandler, but that's later on in this episode. But I just he said like, rock, hard place, me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so funny. It's just he was in this episode like super 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 sarcastic, and I think that's, I don't know. I like sarcasm is my love language, I guess.
Well, listeners, if you know any, single men who are sarcastic and Chandler-like,
send them my
DMs
way.
are open.
Oh God, no.
Well, speaking of eligible bachelors, meanwhile, Joey gets a visit from his dad and ends up accidentally intercepting a phone call from his father's mistress.
Ooh.
Something which has happened to us all, right?
Yeah, no, awful. But I do like Joey's dad. He's kind of like cute and just like also very very brutally honest. Like I don't know this guy, and then he points at Roger, like in this when they're still back at Central Park, and I think there's and like asking Phoebe straight up like what happened to the puppet guy? There's no shame whatsoever, just like asking. I think that's
but
funny.
in a nice way, right?
Yeah, also in a nice way. Yeah. But it's just, but still being very direct.
Yes, I did. I also found him endearing throughout this whole episode, actually, which is why I found it hard to, normally if someone is cheating on their wife, I would be like, no.
No, true.
But yeah, I feel bad saying it, but I was like, yeah, I found him a nice guy and I liked him in spite of maybe his questionable actions.
Yeah, he was like a very nice, very, very sweet. And if he was an animal, he would be like a big teddy bear.
A big teddy bear, yeah. Okay.
Really
well, if he was a guest star, I only have one option for my... this person could also definitely have guest starred back in the day of Friends, I think, as well. Danny DeVito.
I think he also plays a part in Friends.
What?
Like way later.
They could reuse him.
Yeah,
Same contract.
But he's really small, right?
So?
Like short. It doesn't really fit
it's
with like
the vibe,
big...
Christine.
Yeah, it is the
I
same
also
vibe.
said Jacob Elordi for one of our guest stars previously, and he's like 9 foot tall. So
that's true. But
Jacob Elordi and Sabrina Carpenter in the same episode.
Yeah, that doesn't work. But like
the laws of physics do not matter in my version.
No, but like to see Joey, but then with like a super tiny dad, just doesn't fit in my head. It doesn't fit with him. His dad should be big, like the one we have now. So I think. Okay. Maybe just give him some
crush
some
my
stealth.
dreams.
Sorry.
Well, Danny DeVito would only have to star in one episode because, Friends fact, this is the only episode in the entire series where Joey's parents appear.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I liked his dad.
Well, don't get used to it.
No, I know. But I also loved Joey being so innocent. Like, he took the phone from his dad. And then he says, "Did you know this isn't Ma?"
Aww.
Like, come on.
Bless his heart.
Yeah, bless his heart.
And of course, this scene does take place in the boys' apartment. And I promised you I would do my research on one of the pictures in the back of the room, the one with the guy with the bandaged head. And I was going to say it last time, but I wasn't sure. So I didn't want to make a fool of myself. But I have confirmed that is a photo of the iconic comedy duo Laurel and Hardy.
Aha.
And there's a specific reason why they chose this picture and this duo. Laurel and Hardy were one of the most famous comedic duos in between, I think, the 1920s and the 1950s.
Yes, I know them.
And the reason why they chose to have that photo in the background of the boys' apartment is because they were like, well, this is who Chandler and Joey are. They are both best friends and they're funny together.
That's so cute, actually.
So yeah. That was a nice thing.
Yeah, and that's what I also thought, like last week when you mentioned it. I thought that my parents had a statue of them, and they do.
Oh.
I just looked them up, and I was like, that's them.
Are your parents Joey and Chandler?
No.
That'd be weird. We've had a lot of conversations about your dad, and I'm like, all this time he was Joey Tribbiani?
No, he would not.
That makes a lot of sense. No, it makes a lot of sense.
No, he's not Italian or... He does like food, but not as much as Joey, I think. But there's one last thing I want to say about this scene is I saw a new scary clown statue in the back.
I saw it. Wait, yes, I said another creepy clown head.
Yeah, and there's also a statue of like a dice thing, like a stacked dice on top of each other, like in, I don't know, ceramic.
I feel like I also saw like a native Indian statue.
Oh, I think I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a few new things to get our eyes on in this scene. Very nice.
But again, nice, like they have something with creepy clowns.
They do. Why do they keep appearing?
I think it's Chandler, right? Because I a couple episodes back we saw his bedroom.
And it had all the weird dolls in it.
It's probably Chandler.
And you're still in love with him.
Yeah, that does bring him down a little bit.
Strange
to be honest.
lady.
So, back at the apartment, Chandler's inability to stop staring at Rachel's breasts lead her to believe this ought to be a tit-for-tat scenario, and resentment grows for Roger, who keeps analyzing everyone's traits.
Well, since we were just talking about new stuff that we spotted in the boys' apartment, I wonder whether there may be something new in the girls' apartment. You're definitely going to tell me I'm wrong. But I saw, I want to say like a utensil holder.
Of the pig.
Is it? Did we talk about it before?
I think so.
No. Well, the good news is I didn't realize it was a pig this time. I thought it was a sheep.
It was pink.
Well, again, I'm watching this on a very small laptop.
Okay.
And I noticed it again. Good job, Ciara. Thank you. Round of applause. Moving swiftly on, Joey eats peanut butter out of the...
I saw this too and I was like, no, don't do it.
Peanut butter out of the jar with his finger.
I know, but he calls that peanut butter fingers or something.
What? In this episode or
no, later, like way later when someone is getting married. I'm not gonna spoil, but someone is gonna marry, and then he talks, I think, about peanut butter fingers or like something else. I'm not sure.
I was just grossed out.
Yeah.
Joey, you are the only person allowed to ever touch that jar again.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Really.
That was gross, and I also thought Chandler was gross. Just staring at Rachel's breast. That is, don't do that.
No, like why? You have like some sense of like control of yourself, right?
Clearly not.
No, but I did. Of course, that was kind of disgusting, but I did like his comment of, "Oh, good, Raj is here," like so sarcastic. I really like that.
Well, I am also disgusted by Roger. I'm disgusted by everybody in this scene because Roger was eating cookie dough with his finger.
And then he dropped it as well on his sweater, I think.
Ew! Can everybody please wash their hands?
No, it's true. And I saw another thing that was disgusting was Rachel having her shoes on the couch. Like, what's going on here? Like,
this disgusting scene. We're not a fan of this scene.
No.
But speaking of Rachel, so the culmination of this tit for tat thing, right, is that Rachel and Ross believe that Chandler, because of what he saw, should also show Rachel something as well.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No.
No?
I think it's childish, to be honest. Like, why would I even want to see his thing?
Well, because he's gonna keep staring at your boobs otherwise.
Yeah, but what if I then see his thing? Am I then gonna stare at his thing the whole time?
I would hope not.
No, but like what is the there is like a tit for tat thing, like he owes something to her, but I don't want to see. Just give me like $10 or something.
Only $10, Christine.
20,000, I don't know.
Okay, you have a deal.
But like, just it was childish, I think. What would you think?
Well, now that you've brought up the idea of, you know what, I'm $1 million and we have a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Joey and Chandler head back to their place only to find Mr. Tribbiani's mistress Ronnie outside. Not wanting his dad and Ronnie to get a hotel together, Joey insists that they both stay at his place.
I love how parental, is that a word? Parental Joey is. Like, not under... Wait, he says like...
I don't care how old you are, as long as you're under my roof, you're gonna live by my rules.
Now go to my room. I think that's hilarious. Also in the previous scene, he's like very aggressively cutting... I think mushrooms for the spaghetti. And he's like also very parental, and I think it's really funny.
Well, I think, I've noticed Joey does like to aggressively do things with food. He also aggressively buttered a sandwich or something in a previous episode. Yeah, we commented on it. Our listeners are going to call you out for not listening to our episodes, Christine. And then in this one, aggressively chopping some things. But yeah, I really liked that parental element of Joey, and I think it shows like he would be a good dad.
Yeah, definitely. I think
it would be a fun dad, but also like he's gonna make you stick to the rules.
Yeah, true. But I also want to say, like, I love the dynamic of Joey and Chandler. Of course, Chandler is coming in again with, like, when they see Ronnie sitting there, and he says, "Oh, look, that's the woman we ordered."
Joey would probably be like, "Huh, did we?"
Yeah. But then also, like she introduces herself and says, like, the mistress, and then Joey freezes, and then Chandler says, Joey's having an aneurysm or something. Yeah, I think it's, again, like, so sarcastic and funny. I really liked him. And
what did you think of Ronnie?
Kind of funny. I think she is not prettier than the mom, but I did like her energy. Like
Christine has a rank of everyone.
Yeah. True, but I did like her energy and just her personality. What did you think?
Well, again, I really think that the costume designers did a great job in just... Before she even opens her mouth, we know who she is as a person because she's like covered in leopard print.
Yeah, and also wearing like a trash bag coat.
Oh, really?
It was like not really a trash bag, but like the material looked like trash bag.
Maybe she knows Lizzie from the street.
Yeah, maybe it's her neighbor or something. I don't know.
I am so gonna go out of left field for my Ronnie guest star. Prepare yourself.
Okay.
Hillary Clinton.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love it. That's hilarious.
I think it's the hair.
Yeah, it's the hair.
Definitely the hair.
It's definitely
but
the hair.
Come on, Hillary, I just like, she's achieved so much, you know, in terms of American politics. And now it's time for her to turn her sights towards TV. So, yeah.
And turning into an what's it called? An animal stuffer?
Oh, a mortician, a pet mortician.
A pet mortician,
yeah.
yeah.
You know what, Hillary, if you want it, I can make it happen. So just get in touch.
No, yeah, but Ronnie, she is a great gal, I think.
Great gal.
Yeah, she's very funny. Also, like, explaining the positions that you can put your pet in, and like, want to chase, catching a frisbee, or like chasing their tail, and then Chandler, of course, says, Joey, if I go first, I want to be looking for my keys.
Really? That doesn't seem like a good pose to be
no.
eternally placed in.
But I again, like, just the sarcasm, I think it's funny.
Oh.
Yeah, I really like it.
And of course, we did end this whole section with Joey and Chandler being forced to share a bed because their bedrooms are taken. I enjoyed this. Well, do you know what? I half enjoyed it. I enjoyed the bit where Joey was like, I can't sleep in my underwear. And Chandler was like, well, you're gonna.
You're gonna.
But then it also made me sad because they were talking about the right woman coming along.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil anything for listeners who may not have seen the entire series, but those who know why this might make me sad.
Yeah, true. But I did really like the speech of Chandler, like saying like if he thinks that Joey's gonna be a stand-up guy eventually. But yeah, we know, of course, because we've already seen like the whole show, it's not gonna happen for him. But I really liked Chandler's speech. It was really cute.
All right. I'll give Chandler 1 friend point for today's episode. Just for you, Christine.
Nice, thanks. So next up, Rachel continues on her mission to see Chandler's pee-pee, but ends up walking in on Joey in the shower instead.
Well, she certainly is on a mission. I loved her determination.
Yeah.
Just like stalking right out of the apartment. She says, perfect, fasten your seatbelts, it's pee-pee time.
And then she says, Chandler Bing, it's time to see your thing.
Ooh, we love a good rhyme here.
Yeah, but then of course it's Joey, so it's... Well...
That doesn't rhyme. So.
No, it doesn't rhyme, but it is not a bad like swap, I think. I mean, if you're gonna see one of the boys, Ross is gonna be worse than Joey.
Well, I think Rachel may do that at some point in the future. But anyway, I have a friend's fact about this little shower scene. Mm-hmm. So in this scene, the arrangement of Joey and Chandler's bathroom changes.
Yeah.
So in other episodes, the sink is opposite the door. However, in this episode, the shower is opposite the door. So that when they walk in, we can see who's in the shower.
Okay, I will pay attention to that because that's weird. But we'll see. I
also really loved Mr. Tribbiani's reaction to this whole setup. You know, Rachel has just seen Joey in the shower and then she comes out and says to Chandler, you were supposed to be in there so I could see your thing. I just love Mr. Tribbiani's face.
Oh, I didn't look at it.
I'm sad that we only get to see Mr. Tribbiani once because he's a fun guy and I like seeing all of his faces and his little reactions. So they were worth watching this episode alone.
Yeah, I do agree that he was like, I want to miss him. He was a good addition to this episode and just a nice guy and a big teddy bear.
Oh, indeed. So, back in the episode, Joey gets a bit of a shock when his mother arrives, angry that Joey made his father come clean about the affair. What a strange reaction.
Yeah, but I like both parents of Joey because I think Mrs. Tribbiani is also like a very strong woman. She comes in like a very New York accent as well. And she's pretty. I mean, she's way prettier than Ronnie.
Oh, she's up there in the ranks.
Yeah, she's up there in the ranks. Not as high as Mrs. Bing.
Okay.
But she is up there. I think she was like a power woman, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, you see that the minute she walks into the apartment and just like touches the sofa bed.
Yeah, of course.
That Joey was struggling so much with, and it just goes back with no problem.
So they're also depicting her as, of course, a strong woman and like a confident woman. And
well, I think I have the perfect guest star for Mrs. Tribbiani.
Okay, who is it?
Melissa McCarthy. You know, the one from like Bridesmaids and all those comedy films?
Yeah. Oh, she's perfect.
Yeah?
She is perfect.
Is she pretty enough for you?
Yeah.
Christy!
No, yeah, she is. She is gorgeous.
I think, yeah, she has the comedic timing. She kind of has that vibe, and I can definitely see her smashing that sofa
true.
in and then like telling it to Joey straight.
She is also like a strong, confident woman. Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely true.
I would definitely, you know, I was thinking this, I don't care who she plays, but I would definitely have Melissa McCarthy as a guest star on any TV show.
Yeah, she will bring like great. Lots of humor, I think. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I said at the beginning of this scene that, I'm not totally convinced about Mrs. Tribbiani's reasoning for not wanting Joey to have told the dad. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, okay, well, he's cheating, but it's fine because he's nicer than he used to be.
Yeah, because he's feeling guilty. So I guess...
But, you know, he could also just be nicer without the cheating.
But he was like very grumpy before, she said.
Yeah.
And then he met Ronnie, and then he got so ashamed of himself that he was gonna start treating Mrs. Tribbiani like super well and sweet and all that. So I guess it's a good thing, right? Because otherwise he will be grumpy the whole time.
Christine, I just sent out a call for people to send their eligible sarcastic men to you, and now they're going to send the ones that want to cheat.
No, of course not. But like, it's the best, of course, to have like a sweet guy that is sweet for you and doesn't cheat. Mm-hmm. But if he's gonna be mean, then it's better to let him cheat. And yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult situation here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like appreciate cheating. I don't support it as either. But like I do get like if she is like happy, he's being nice, and then
and I want her to be happy. I want them both to be happy. I'll give them that. So if this is what it takes, you know, if that's better than breaking up, apparently because they do still love each other, then
that's a middle ground, I guess,
guys.
Yeah, but you can definitely see. Now we've seen both parents where Joey gets like his personality from, because it's obviously his dad.
Oh yeah? Because
of course when he says like the mom explains like that she caught on him cheating, mm-hmm. and the excuses that Mr. Tribbiani had for like being away were like, I'm sleeping over at my accountant's.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Actually, I was wondering, did you ever lie about your whereabouts? Bearing in mind that your dad does listen to this podcast.
Oh, many, many times.
What was your go-to excuse?
That I was at Friends.
At a Friends. Yeah. Not at your... Okay, you're at least smarter than Mr. Tribbiani.
Yeah. Not my accountants. No.
Did you have an accountant?
No, at that age, no.
That wouldn't work. Okay, fair enough.
But like, what was your excuse then?
What do you mean, what was my excuse, Christine?
You never
was the
lied?
Perfect child. Sorry.
Don't believe it.
After that salacious story I told at the beginning of this episode, I'm gonna just stick on the good child road from here on.
Yeah, I would do that. So we continue with Phoebe coming clean to Roger about the fact that her friends really don't like him, and Joey acknowledges that he just needs to let his parents be.
So this is actually the scene that I was talking about earlier with Phoebe's outfit. I genuinely can't remember whether she was wearing it for the whole thing, but
me neither.
I think I particularly noticed it in this scene because she like matched the cushion.
Oh.
I was like, they clearly made it with the same material or something. But yeah, it really drove home like, okay, yeah, this is who her character is, and that's why she dresses this way, and they both complement each other.
Yeah. I really gotta pay attention to that now, because I have no idea what she was wearing or whatever. I love the fact that it makes sense to me. Like I think if they did that, like that would be so cute. I think of course they did it, but like I want to see it.
Well, do you know what I think is really nice about this podcast is never have both of us like come up with the same kind of theme for each week. Like one week you'll be really eagle-eyed and I will have not noticed anything, and then usually you're really on top of fashion, and then this week that's all I cared about. So I like that we're kind of like swapping, and you know, we make sure all of the bases are covered.
Yeah, we are very yin-yang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, I mentioned that Phoebe was matching the cushion, and I also really liked that, of course, when she wants to tell Roger what's wrong, she goes into full-on therapy mode and she lies down on the couch. I thought that was really nicely done.
Yeah, and of course, in the beginning, they mention, like, he's not too shrinky. Mm-hmm. But then she does this, like, it's, of course, the whole opposite is happening because he's analyzing everyone and she is laying on his lap.
Yeah, ready for her own therapy session,
Yeah,
as she tells him that her friends have a liking problem with him. I love that.
Yeah, and then of course Roger freaks out pretty much.
Yes. So this is what you were talking about at the beginning, right?
Yeah, he's just a mean guy. And of course also earlier in the episode he also like talks to the friends and then like kind of like laughs at their problems. Like in the beginning of the episode he also says something. I'm not sure what exactly he says, but he says something like, "Oh, you just wanted your marriage to fail."
Oh yeah.
And then he says like, "Huh," like haha.
Aww.
And that's just mean, and that's shows here again that he's just an awful guy.
Yeah, or definitely with anger issues.
Definitely anger issues. He needs to see a shrink himself, I guess.
Well, I think shrinks are supposed to have shrinks as well.
Oh.
Yeah. But clearly Roger didn't get the memo.
No. But Phoebe did get the message that he was an awful guy as well, because you see her face change, like when he's giving the rant, her face changes from like happy to like...
Yeah.
Like mad.
Well, in the last episode, we had Rachel's need to kind of reevaluate what she wants in a man and be better with her selection process. Maybe this, I hope, will finally be the moment when Phoebe also realizes she needs to make better decisions, or at least try to.
Yeah, I hope so, but I don't think so. I don't think she has, like, until way later, she has a long-term relationship in Friends.
No.
I know, it's sad. Poor Phoebe.
There's hope for you.
Yeah, but eventually, you know what happens. So I'm not gonna tell you.
And then the second half of this whole interaction, of course, we're back at the girls' apartment, and they're talking about Joey's parents. First things first, that pizza looks so good.
So fluffy. I also noticed it. I was like, ooh, that looks scrumptious.
Scrumptious. Bearing in mind, right at the beginning of this series, we had that really weird pizza. Do you remember that was with George Stephanopoulos? It accidentally got delivered to their apartment and they had like the grossest toppings. And it was like a low-fat cheese.
Yeah, exactly. With extra something.
Sadness,
yeah,
I think. But this pizza, I was like, yes.
Yeah, this looks really good.
I will be going to New York just for that.
Yeah,
and I also think, well, I mean, we legally should do a Friends of Friends tour of New York. We have to go to all of the iconic Friends places. We have to eat the pizza. You know? It's how else can we put ourselves in the Friends universe unless we experience life as they did? Even though I know you'll say I'm too old.
No, I will go to New York happily. I will eat pizza. I will eat bagels. I will eat anything New York related.
Oh, I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah.
But also, of course, this scene, they're talking about Joey's parents, and Rachel says something like, well, just think in a few years we'll get to turn into our parents. And I like Chandler's comment here. If I turn into my parents, I'll either be an alcoholic blonde chasing after 20-year-old boys, or I'll end up like my mom.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Hilarious. And this is also the first time where we learn that Chandler's dad is actually like trans or like
well, this
gay.
made me, this is all of the information which I think we've been given about his dad at the moment. And it just made me excited to meet him. Like, bearing in mind that we've met a few of the parents now and they are all very interesting characters. And I'm like, oh, you give us that little snippet of your dad is an alcoholic blonde chasing after 20-year-old boys. When can we meet him, you know?
Yeah, but that's still gonna take a very long time.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I can wait.
Yeah, well, we can wait. We have patience.
Well, anyway, before I get too hungry, let's wrap up this episode. And it ends with everyone trying to even the score on seeing each other naked. So Joey, having been walked in on by Rachel, walks in on Monica. And Monica, looking for Joey, gets a glimpse of Joey's dad, the teddy bear.
No. Oh no. Yeah, but I think his reaction, Mr. Tribbiani's reaction is very funny. Like, hello, dear.
Yes. Oh, so endearing. I just can't hate him. But yeah, this was I liked how they started this episode with like it's a punchy opening, and they finished it in a punchy way as well. I liked how Phoebe did not say anything when she knew that it was Monica in the shower. I like Joey's face when he's leaving the apartment.
Yes,
he's
like
clearly
he's
a bit pleased.
He says like wrong boobies, and then he's the smirk on his face.
Bless.
Hilarious. Yes, I love it.
So I thought this was, those two scenes were very, very solid, and maybe that's the reason why this ended up with an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it was like very fun, very engaging episode. Like lots of things going on, very funny, like very playful even. I think that's fun. And also not as serious as, for example, last episode. I think, of course, cheating is more of a serious subject, but
handled in a light way.
Exactly. I think lighter than last episode. Yeah.
Well, I have three thoughts to summarize my experience of today's episode. Number one, I liked Joey's daddy energy. I thought that was very cute.
Amazing.
I also enjoyed this fun element of them all trying to get back at each other. It made for like a, who's going to get walked in on next. That was nice. But I will say, once again, it's very hard to keep up with everyone's changing boyfriends. I am struggling. Ladies, please slow down because I'm running out of male guest stars.
Yeah, definitely true. But I think we'll still see some boys coming along, but we'll figure it out. We have plenty of like recent actors who can play them, I think.
Oh, okay.
I will try to think of some for next week, next episode.
Excited. Excellent.
But yeah, I also really like this episode. I get why they gave it like an 8.5. And I love Joey. I love Chandler with his sarcasm. I loved Mr. Tribbiani. I'm sad to see him go. I'm not sad to see Gus go. No, Roger. Who's Gus?
Who is Gus?
I don't know. I meant Roger. But yeah, a really great episode, and happy to see more.
Well, good. We have a lot in store for us, but that does unfortunately bring us to the end of today's episode. Christine, thank you as always for joining me, and I hope our lovely listeners enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed speaking about it today.
Absolutely. So don't forget to tune in next time, where we'll be chatting about season 1, episode 14, the one with the candy hearts.
They really just want me to always have snacks, right? We had the dozen lasagnas, and now we're on candy hearts. Come on, guys.
This week is boobies, so I'm not sure.
Also pizza.
Yeah, okay. So, and if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening this on. And please leave us a rating or review. This really helps others to find the show.
And of course, we always love to hear from you guys. If you have any comments, thoughts, feelings about the podcast or anything in general, we just like hearing from you. You can drop us a message on Instagram at FOFPodOfficial or
through our email, which is FOFPodOfficial@gmail.com.
We have a secret as well. We will be hosting an Ask Me Anything on our Instagram very soon. So make sure you're following along, and then you can come and slide in and let us know if you have any questions for us. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, please do. Please ask away.
Thanks to everyone for tuning in today. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Until then, take care, and I'll just say, oh good, Roger's gone! See you next time.
Bye!
Bye!